Some people break bad habits. We feed them.
You don't get them like this. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I am not out on the water again. It's hot outside. I don't want to get all hot and sweaty and be tired all day. So this year I've been fishing at night for probably the last month, and my plan is that I'll fish. I'm probably going to fish mostly nights this summer. It's just due to I don't want to be out in the sun all day. I don't want to be dealing with the wrecked boats. And really, last year I struggled with a night bite. There were several times where I couldn't buy a bite at night, and this year I really committed to becoming a better nighttime fisherman, and the only way to do it is to get out there and do it. So that's what this video is. It's going to be a breakdown of, for somebody who, you may have never fished at night. You may be curious about it. You may have fished at night a few times. Or you may fish tournaments every single weekend at night. So this video hopefully will help out everybody. There's a ton of people who just really, they don't understand night fishing. Probably because they've never done it. And before I started night fishing, I didn't know anything about it, you know. I may have thought bass slept at night. I'm not real sure, and some nights I think they still sleep. So this video is going to be kind of hopefully it just helps out everybody. I love seeing people catch fish. Love it. I love it when my videos help people out, because I've been looking, and you know, there are some good videos out there about night fishing, but a lot of them don't go into a whole lot of depth. They just they hit a few topics and they go on about their day, and they going back to day fishing. So I've put a lot of thought into this video, and hopefully I remember everything in it, but the most important thing is helping people catch bass. That means a ton to me when somebody comes up and says that my videos helped them out in some sort of way, whether it's a laugh or whether they caught their PB or caught 10, 12 inches. I don't know. I'm just making myself feel good at this point. So, things that you're going to need to go out and bass fish. You're going to have it dark. It's got to be dark to fish at night. So, no, I'm just kidding. First things first is safety. It is very dangerous fishing at night. Very dangerous. You want to have all your lights working, because that is a extremely important thing, is your lights working for you and other boaters. And something that I've run on my boat this year, this year I've had it on there, but it's a spotlight. Because I've been out on the water before at night, and hit stuff. I've hit stuff while I've been in the passenger seat, and that is not a fun feeling at night. So, you know, make sure your lights are working. Do something like get a spotlight, or have your partner, somebody, have a light. That way you can see kind of where you're at. You know, use your graphs, turn the brightness down. And most importantly, you ain't got to fly at night. You don't have to fly at night. I typically don't run very hard at all at night. I don't like running around a ton, and it's mostly because I don't I don't want to get hurt. Don't want to hurt somebody else. Don't want to tear up my boat. So make sure your lights are working. Make sure all that stuff is good. Make sure your graph is good. If you don't have a graph, use a light. Make sure you're not running up on the bank. Just make sure your equipment is good. Another thing that you're going to need is some sort of black light. I run a Moonlight. This is a full moon. I think it's made in like Jonesboro, Tennessee or something. Great light. I will not go away from the Moonlight. It is an awesome light. I've never had any issues out of the Moonlight. Just plug it into the jack on the side of my boat. One thing I will say that was a really helpful trick, and I don't even know if it was a trick. It's kind of just common sense, and I never thought of it. My buddy that I fish with, when I first started night fishing with him, he said, I plugged my light up in the front, and he's like, man, what are you doing? And I was like, plugging my light up, bud. I'm trying to fish. He said, no. Let's plug that thing up in the back. And I was like, I ain't gonna be able to see as good if it's in the back. At night, bugs love the light. And what better idea to put the bugs in the back of the boat with the light while I'm up here in the front, and usually my partner's in the front, and unless they want to be back there. My wife loves to fish off the back of the boat. I'm sure you guys have seen the famous TikTok of her mashing me in the side of the ribs with a rod. I will post that right here if you have not seen it. It's well worth a watch. But she'll fish back there sometimes, and for whatever reason, she does not get eat up by bugs. They do not swarm her. If I was to go back there, they would probably carry me off. So that's why my light is on the back of the boat. Another thing you're going to need with this, you're going to need some sort of line that glows in it. Not all line glows in a black light. You want some kind of clear blue fluorescent line, or there's a couple different braids that I know of. Power Pro makes a braid called Moonshine, I think it is, and Daiwa J Braid has a black light line, and they're both pretty solid lines. I've went through a lot of lines, and I'm still trying to find that sweet spot in the line that I like, because I'll be honest, like I don't like throwing braid a lot at night when I'm dragging a jig or something, and I am not very good at tying the FG knot. I can tie it and it works, but I've been broke off a few times. Sometimes when I'm fishing and I'm using mono, I get some stretch and I lose some fish. So if you guys have a preference in line, please drop that in the comments. This box is a whole box of different lines that I'm still hunting to find the one that I like. So yeah, you're gonna need that line. Another thing you're gonna need is a headlamp. You're gonna break off. You're gonna have to retie. You want that headlamp. You can use your phone light, but I got a little Bill, just a clip-on light that I put right here, and clip that thing on. It makes it easy to tie. The one I have was like $10, and it gets the job done. So that leads me to my next thing. Baits. What baits do you need at night? Well, here are the ones that I throw pretty much consistently. I'll cycle around from different things, but I will always have a jig tied on at night. Always. I will always have some sort of topwater tied on, whether it's a walking bait or a buzz bait. And I'll have some sort of, maybe a big worm, a Magnum shaky head, or a Zoom old monster, or even a Texas red creature bait. And upsize at night, you can get away with throwing a little bit bigger bait at night. Gets that bigger profile. Typically stick to your natural or darker colors at night. They just work better. On a full moon, I really do not want to, I don't want to talk about this part, but I owe it to you guys. Sapphire blue on a full moon will get munched. I don't care where you are. Everywhere that I've been on a full moon, sapphire blue, Okeechobee crawl, I mean, they just get destroyed. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the moon kind of glaring off of the sapphire. I don't know. Okeechobee crawl on a full moon. I really do not want to talk about this part, but I have caught some of the biggest bass on Okeechobee crawl at night on a full moon. And when you figure it out and you stomp my guts out in a tournament, if you threw Okeechobee crawl, please have some mercy on me. Please. That's all I ask. So yeah, throwing a jig pretty much exclusively lately. I drug a jig on one point for about 3 hours on Saturday night with my wife fishing a club tournament, and we won. Fish slow at night. You don't have to fish fast. Everything needs to be slower at night. It's dark. The bass, they're hunting, but it may take them a second longer. So if you're dragging a jig and you typically fish it you got a certain cadence, just slow it down a little bit, and honestly, I think you'll get more bites. People think fishing slower, you don't get as many bites. That's not true. That is not true at all. Next, what areas are you looking for? First, you really want to fish that rock. Whether you may be fishing bluffs. I'm on the upper system of the TVA deal. I fish a lot of bluffs. A lot of the times, I get bit on bluffs as soon as it hits the water, but not always. Do not be afraid to fish deep at night. A lot of fish will move up at night. They will move up and they will be hunting, but there are still fish that stay deep. We were fishing a point Saturday night, and the sweet spot was about 25 foot. There was a rock pile with a little bit of brush on it, and they were stacked on it. And we sat there, and we got bit dragging a jig. So, fish those rocks, fish those bluffs, fish those transitional banks. The bluff deal, I feel like a bluff is a little bit better later in the night. Why? Because, like I say, the fish will be right up on it, and when you cast, chances are they're going to bite it as soon as it hits the water. I fish a lot of chunk rock, river rock, stuff like that. Drag through that, fish long flats, but big fish are lazy. Big fish are lazy. A lot of the times, those fish will hunt, but they're not going to run everywhere. They're going to have their little area, and they're going to stick to that area. So, a place that I typically start looking for them is points. Points that they come out and they just fall off the face of the earth. Those are where I've caught some of my biggest bass at. And it's just dragging on them. Fish it slow. Like I say, just drag along, and a lot of the times the fish, they don't hit very hard. 95% of the fish that I caught Saturday bit like a bluegill. Just that little tap, 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 and you set the hook and it bows your rod over. So, fish those rocks, fish the bluffs, fish those transition banks. If you go from an area that's bluff that jumps up onto river rock, definitely fish that. Fish your points, fish your humps. But the most important thing is fishing all of those slow. That is a thing that I struggled with a lot last year. Is I may make one cast on somewhere and I may move 15 foot before I make another one. That really hurt me last year, and I've really slowed down this year, and the way that I've caught bass has increased drastically. I mean, I've caught a ton more fish this year, and I think it's partly due to I'm fishing slow. So another important thing, you know, shad, they'll come up at night. They'll do their thing at night. They'll come up. They'll run the banks. Use your ears just as much as your eyes. If you start hearing shad come up in an area, hang out for a while. See what's going to happen. Typically, when the shad start coming up, what you're after is right behind them. So, listen. Don't just, when you hear them busting, don't keep looking. Don't keep running around everywhere trying to find that same stuff on a different area, because it may not be there. Hang out, be patient, and it will pay off for you. Another thing is, if you go up and down a bank and you've caught fish at, say, 8 o'clock, fish that bank again, fish that point again sometime later in the night. You know, if you've run around and you've struck out on a few areas, if you go back to that same spot, chances are there was new fish pulled up. I know my buddies fished a bank over the weekend, and they caught fish before dark on it. They went and they were struggling to get a limit. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Dempsey. They struggled to get a limit, and at 1:30 they come back to this place, and they they got a limit, and they culled multiple times. And he said one time down the wall they caught smallmouth, and coming back up they caught largemouth. So if you find fish and you leave them, which, you know, don't leave fish to find fish, they say, but we all do it. Come back and hit those fish at some point. Chances are there's different fish in there. Something that I have noticed is, I feel like you have fish that eat mostly at night, and you have those daytime fish that eat mostly during the day. I think you have some nocturnal fish that they typically will eat better. But places that you may not catch them during the day, they may be up in there at night. There's a ton of places that I scope during the day, and I do things on during the day, that I fished a ton at night and not get bit, and vice versa. There's places that I've wore them out at night, and then I'll go in them in the daytime, and it's a ghost town. So find kind of your comfort zone, find your areas that are consistent for you, and try to match those areas with stuff that's similar. One of my buddies always says, you can't catch another man's fish, and he's old and not really wise, but he's just old, really. I put up with him mainly because I don't know why I put up with him, but yeah. Yeah, so you can't catch another man's fish, so find what you're good at. If it's dragging a jig, then drag a jig. If it's throwing a nighttime spinnerbait, throw the nighttime spinnerbait. I have fished against dudes who have caught so many fish on a nighttime spinnerbait that when I threw it, it's nothing. Find what your comfort zone is. Find that confidence bait and stick to it. But again, fish slow. Fish slow. I cannot stress that enough. You don't have to cover a ton of water at night. Find those areas that are populated good with fish and sit in them. Stay in them. All right. Here is the grand finale of the day. I got 2 rod tubes right here. Let's see what they are. I know what they are, but I want to show you guys. Last week it was the Whatnot haul. It's a Tackle Warehouse haul. This week I know what I'm getting. Right now, Tackle Warehouse, if you buy, I'll just tell you in a second. I don't want to spoil this. Maybe. One of these are for Jill Dance, my better half. She loves getting new fishing stuff when it's for her. She loves it. I think they taped the other end. I'm a daggone fool. I knew that would happen. It's probably going to happen again right here in a second on this other one. Yeah, she loves to get new tackle, and I'm really glad because she has become a 10 times better fisherman this year, and it has made me extremely happy. So this rod is a 13 fishing Jinx. Right off the bat, this thing is light. I mean, this is an $80 rod. This is budget right here. This is a budget rod, and this thing, man, this thing feels as light as, I have a Shimano Zodius right here, and I think this Jinx is lighter. Feels great. It's got a good tip on it. I think that she'll really like this rod. So yeah, right now, and what I was gonna say is Tackle Warehouse is running this thing on these 13 rods. Like if you buy the Jinx, you get a $10 gift certificate, and this one here, you get a $20 gift certificate on it to buy whatever else your Bass Habits tell you to buy. I know it, I done it again. Knew that was gonna happen. So that's really great. I'm pretty excited about this rod. And this one's for me. This is a 13 Omen. Oh, sorry, I probably should have told you. This is a 7.3. The Jinx is a 7.3 medium heavy. That way she can throw her. She's a jig fisherman now. So this, right off the bat, this is a 13 Omen. This is a 7'6" medium heavy, and I'm excited about this rod. I really am. Making those long cast stuff, I'm really excited. See, it feels really good in my hand. Yeah, right there it is. It's a 13 fishing Oath. I'm excited to try these out. Yeah, tip feels really good. Like I say, you get a $20 gift certificate from Tackle Warehouse when you buy this, a $10 when you buy the Jinx. And man, I'm just gonna be honest, I'm not sponsored by them. I don't care what 13 Fishing thinks. This rod feels really, really good, and it is an $80 rod. It may snap on my first hook set, but right out of the package, it feels extremely good. So there's my Bass Habits for the week. Thank you guys for watching. Give me a like, give me a comment. Let me know if you liked this video. Let me know if you hated it. Again, I'll probably be fishing mostly at night through the summer, so a lot of the videos until fall will kind of be something like this. if you guys are wanting to see a certain kind of video, if you want to see me get grounded some more from Whatnot, let me know. I'll when I get ungrounded, I'll get straight on Whatnot. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love running into people that watch my videos and tell me how mad they are